Hello everybody. Oh my god, what is that? That just scared the crap out of me. Hello everybody, I'm the Deli Gamer and welcome to This Is Not Your House. Yeah, looks like I'm a sucker for like these pixelated art style horror games. I don't know what is going on with this music. But yeah, so I decided to get it. It was only like $2, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to get it for yourself. But yeah, let's get right into it. Roger always knew if he were attacked, it would happen on the walk from his car to his home. So he readied his house key before stepping out of the vehicle, keeping it ready as he walked to the trunk of his car. He hangs his groceries from his wrists, keeping his fingers free to open the front door without fumbling. As Roger makes his way to the porch, his eyes start darting between the house's corners. He'd read about a young woman being ambushed in her driveway the week before. He tries to put it out of his mind by counting how many steps it takes him to reach the front door. But he can't stop listening for the sound of someone rushing towards him. There is a gentle breeze and the white noise of distant traffic. Roger assures himself he is right to remain vigilant. It only takes a split second for someone to get the drop on you. Steady with the key now. Smooth is fast. Roger's key slides in on the first try. What am I looking at? What is this? It won't turn? Roger removes his key and inspects it. It's engraved with a large H, definitely the correct key. Roger tries the key again. What am I looking at? I can't tell. Locked, jammed, broken maybe? Roger takes a step away from the door and scans the area for suspicious persons. He sees no one. He releases his grip on the key and leaves it in the lock. Why would you leave it? Why would you leave it? He drops his grocery bags on the porch. He tries furiously to turn, pull, and push on the key and door handle every which way. Without success. Roger hears something inside. A shadow passes by the window. It looks like someone's silhouette through the curtain. Roger pounds on the door. Open up! This instant! The police are en route! The door unlocks from the inside.
Can I help you?
You could start by getting out of my house.
This house does not belong to you.
Check the deed, lady.
A deed is only a piece of paper.
One that proves this house is my property.
Personal property is a social construct. Those who inhabit a space own it.
Let her have the house. Take it. You know what? She's right. Keep the house. I'll take my car and head down to the station.
Which car is that?
The one I pulled up in.
I didn't notice. The only one sitting in the driveway. But sir, that's my car.
What am I? Roger turns just in time to see the car he calls his own reversing into the street. He sees the homeowner wave to him from the driver's seat and disappear down the road.
Here, let me help you with that.
Is she about to run me over? Roger tries to run after his car, but the homeowner grabs hold of his shirt. What? She slips it off with one deft sweep. Roger spins around, trying to grab hold of his button down. He feels goosebumps forming on his arms. Alright, what is this? What is going on here? Give me my shirt back.
No need for these.
Alright. The homeowner grabs the hem of Roger's pants. Is that supposed to be his? I'm guessing that's his privates. I'm not gonna show this part just in case. And yanks backward, knocking Roger flat on his back. The homeowner quickly slides off his pants. the remaining articles. I don't like this. Roger lies days with his head pounding from the collision with the porch. He can't hear the sounds of rustling fabric and crinkling plastic bags. Roger wraps his arms around his head and groans. Please, not my chicken. No! The homeowner gathers Roger's things, glides into the house, and slams the door shut. She stole our chicken? Roger pulls himself to his feet. He cups his genitals in his hands and tries to keep warm. He shakes from the cold. Let's go. We can quick save, actually. Let's wait her out. Roger was not one to bully others or be bullied himself. He stood resolutely on his porch like any respectable citizen would. He spent the first few hours hollering and pounding on his own front door. As it grew late and cold, Roger began to lose feeling in his extremities. His pounding became limp and inconsistent, and his hollers turned to hoarse whispers. He became warm and a bit drowsy. Roger reasoned it was best to get some rest and resume his valiant opposition in the morning. Morning did not come for Roger. He sat on the porch, curled up and nestled his head against the front door. It was the comfiest and the sleepiest Roger had ever been. The homeowner discovered Roger at dawn and called the police. Cause of death was determined to be hypothermia. He was tagged as a John Doe and placed in a morgue to await cremation. Roger's final moments were warm, and he was not afraid. End credits. Okay, yep. And, well, that was one of the endings. Death by hypothermia. But that's why we quick save, so then we can just quick load. I'm chill with that. Let's seek shelter this time. With no immediate means of retaking his house, Roger thinks it's best to find somewhere to rest. He takes off into the woods in search of shelter from the elements. Can I make this go a little faster? Can I? Let me just see. Text speed. Oh, yes. Turn. That's much better. Roger finds a grove just before dark. Oh, God. At its center stands an immense hollow tree. Roger crawls inside and huddles against its bark for warmth. It protects him from the biting wind outside. As he settles into a comfortable position, his breathing slows and he drifts off to sleep. He wakes the next morning to two terrible hunger pangs. He crawls out of the tree and onto the dewy forest floor. He scrounges around looking for food. He happens upon a large growth of mushrooms. Oh yeah, we gotta eat the mushrooms. Maybe we should quick save again. Ah, okay. Wait here, I know what to do, hold on. Alright, we're gonna eat the mushrooms. Roger consumes the mushrooms with a desperate ferocity. Whoa, what is this? They have a bitter taste, but Roger's hunger allows him to chew it through. As his belly fills with the mushrooms, he starts to feel ill. His head begins to spin. What? His manner of thought shifts and becomes fluid. Roger sees the world around him as a part of him, or he as a part of it. A very small part. A moat. The homeowner was right. In part, personal property is a construct, but habitation is not means of ownership. He did not own the immense tree anymore after sleeping in it than he did before knowing of it. The moat merely landed on the tree. In the morning, it came upon some mushrooms and began thinking of the world before itself. It surrendered itself to the soil, to the cool damp, to the network, forsaking hunger, forsaking words. Words like Roger and returning home. Ego death, you died by becoming part of a fungal network. End credits. I'm just jamming. Alright. let's go back. Alright, let's not eat the mushrooms. Roger wasn't sure if the mushrooms were poisonous or not. He didn't want to risk dying for a single breakfast. He let them be, but the fact remained, he was hungry. he set out for the edge of the forest at a brisk pace, skulking through the tree line, parallel to the roadway, to hide his nakedness. As the forest thins, he ducks into alleys and hides behind garbage cans. He smells something on the breeze. It makes him salivate and clench his fist with aggravated longing. Bright red. Something catches Roger's eyes. A fire station. They might be able to help. Let's save again. Sure. What was that? Let's go to the fire station. Reason compels Roger to stop at the fire station and seek assistance. He knocks on the front door. The man who answers seems unfazed by Roger's lack of dress. Sir, is it possible the station has some clothing it could lend me? Or some food to spare?
Got plenty of both. Come on in.
Roger is given a baggy t-shirt with the monogram of a defunct company on it, accompanied by some ill-fitting pants. He relaxes knowing he will not be charged with indecent exposure.
Terry is in charge of lunch. Terry is in charge of lunch for the station today. He's got a pot of chili going. Might not be appetizing first thing in the morning, but it's what we got.
I would appreciate some. Thank you.
The fireman nods and hurries back with a bowl of chili and a cold beer.
Roger isn't normally one for beer, but it is dark and filling.
So if you don't mind me asking, what's got you out in the street with your pecker hanging out?
I went for groceries yesterday. While I was out, some woman broke into my house and changed the locks. I couldn't get back in and had to spend the night in the woods.
But why was your pecker out? You like shopping naked?
No, the woman had an accomplice who broke into my car while I was trying to get into the house. I tried to stop her from taking my car, but the woman in the house jumped me from behind when I did. I took a bad blow to the head. She stripped me on the porch, and her pal took off with my car. The fireman scratches his beard.
Why didn't you go to the police?
It was freezing out and getting dark fast. I didn't know how to find the station, and she just took my phone, so I just holed up for the night.
Glad you made it. Awfully cold last night. Kind of makes it our slow season.
I'm just glad I stumbled onto this place. The facade really stands out. The facade? The facade? I don't know.
You got any kind of documentation to prove you own that house?
Of course. I have the deed in a safe deposit box, but I need my ID to get it. And that bitch took my pants, with my wallet still in them.
You think she's still in the house, or took off in the car with her pal?
She had no intention of leaving, I can tell you that.
That settles it then. I'll get the blues and the horn, and get this sorted out for you.
The fireman lumbers over to a phone on the far wall. A wave of release washes over Roger, knowing a civil servant is assisting him. Still, the fireman's reaction to Roger's story troubles him. He doesn't want the fireman thinking of him as a crazy old man. Worse still, Roger worries he is a crazy old man and just doesn't know it yet. A part of him hopes the woman is still in his house to prove to himself that what he remembers happening really happened. Oh my god. When police arrive at Roger's residence, they find the homeowner barricaded inside the upstairs bedroom, raving that the house is hers. She's been there all her life. It's her childhood home. She demands the police get a warrant to search the premises, but she is unable to prove personal ID or proof of residence. Bearing no legal claim to the property, she cannot refuse them entry. They are unable to locate Roger's wallet, believing the homeowner has destroyed it. Roger's social security card and birth certificate are recovered from the premises, which he uses to acquire the deed from his safe deposit box. With the proper paperwork secured and presented to the authorities, Roger is permitted entry to his home. The homeowner is taken into police custody. Roger spent the next several years checking in on the homeowner as she was transferred between a variety of state mental institutions. He eventually lost track of her in the system. He nearly forgot about her altogether until his car was recovered. It was unearthed at a site in Nevada, where BlackRock was breaking ground on the construction of a new housing complex. Roger put the car out of his mind. He didn't allow himself to worry about the homeowner. He kept his shotgun at his bedside and slept easy. Civil service, got your home back. Hey, we did it. Nice. End credits. Oh man, I think there's 10 Indians. I like this. This is kind of a fun little visual novel game. We gotten 3 of the 10. Let's keep going. We're back in the street, naked. You know, didn't eat the high mushrooms. This time, we're gonna follow the scent of food. Roger's hunger takes hold of him. It demands satisfaction. He follows the scent in the air. He finds his way to the nearby Ultra store. The welcomer at the door barely notices him, distracted by a handheld gaming device. Roger wanders the vacant halls of the store until he finds men's clothing. He grabs a simple outfit, a pair of socks, and some sneakers. He then heads straight for the ready-made meals by the self-checkout. Piping hot pizzas for breakfast. Roger grabs one of the boxes and takes a seat on the floor in front of the display. He uses the box as a plate and chows down on the warm treat. A bit sleepy, but satisfied, Roger takes a moment to think. With some warm clothes and a full stomach, the answer strikes him almost immediately. Roger shuffles out the store, leaving discarded pizza boxes and tags in his wake. He makes his way to the ATM outside store's entrance. Insert arm into automaton orifice? What? Okay, Roger reads the display and looks down. Oh god, he sees the ATM's orifice. He slides his arm inside. It's cold, pulsating. Roger looks up at the display. His fingers grope around the inside of the orifice for the keypad. Roger feels the raised shape of numbers on the keys. He pokes his pen into the pad. The ATM produces his funds. Roger pays for the clothes, and pizza while checking out some additional supplies. Ooh. Roger had never committed a criminal act. He was distressed to discover how easy it was. At his own house in broad daylight. No one paid any attention as he hooked up a hose to the gas tank outside of his house. No one batted an eye when he broke the kitchen window or ran the gas tank's hose through it. Not even when he threw the lit Zippo inside. The neighborhood only took notice when they heard the result. The fire department was first to arrive on the scene. Roger was impressed by the response time. Thankfully, their investigative abilities left much to be desired. They declared the fire a natural accident caused by a gas leak. Roger was able to claim the full amount on his insurance policy and used the money to buy a home closer to his grandchildren. Hey! Oh, look, it's Roger and his 2 kids. That's cute. Well, that was easy. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I would blow up my own home if somebody... Oh, whoops, I accidentally just opened up Instagram. I don't know if I'd blow up my own home just because somebody broke into it. I have a feeling breaking down the door is going to be the same as hypothermia, but we're going to try it. Roger's a strong man, but not strong enough to break a door down with his bare feet. So instead, he takes a swing at the door's window. He feels something warm and slippery pour down his arm as he fumbles with the deadbolt. He manages to get a grip on the lock and slide it open. Roger opens the door and shuffles inside. He hears heavy footsteps from the floor above. The steps indicate the homeowner is headed for the stairs. Shit. Had she found his shotgun? Roger only had a moment to act. Let's see. Let's save. Oh, that's not the save button. Save. Boom. We're gonna arm ourselves. Roger darts to the knife block in the kitchen. A mere 15 feet away, he yanks out a butcher's knife and wheels around, heading for the stairs. Oh, a yellow flash and flecks of cinder. Roger lies dead, practically eviscerated by his own shotgun. The homeowner calls the police to report the incident. What is left of the body is labeled as a John Doe. It is cremated by the town according to protocol. The local paper released a story about the incident, labeling Roger as an unidentified drifter and the homeowner as a neighborhood hero. Some locals caught the story and recognized Roger from the area. A correction was printed, but it portrayed Roger as an unstable addict to account for his state of undress and violent behavior. Local officers used Roger as a cautionary tale at school assemblies to display the dangers associated with drug abuse. The homeowner was heralded throughout the state as an example of someone who defended themselves when police were nowhere in sight. She was paid handsomely to act as the keynote speaker for a variety of clubs and events over the next few years. End credits. Well, you know what? This time, we're going to Naked. She's coming at us with a shotgun. We're gonna hide and ambush. Roger wasn't sure he could make it to the kitchen and back before the homeowner reached him. Oh my god. He pressed himself against the corner wall at the bottom of the staircase, hoping to remain out of sight. The homeowner's heavy footfall makes it easy to follow her movements. Roger sees the barrel of his shotgun slide through the entryway. He grabs hold of it and pushes her and rushes around the corner. The homeowner falls back on the stairs. Roger yanks the gun away from her. Oh my god. Jesus, what is this music? Roger yanks the gun away from her with his good hand. The homeowner stares at Roger and tries to sit up. Roger brings the butt of the shotgun down on her face. He presses down, grinding and twisting it into her. Her smile peeks out of them from around the gun's stock. She reaches for the trigger. Roger pulls the gun away and brings it down on her face. He does it again, and again. Oh my god, and again! Relentlessly fragmenting and distorting her features into a puddle. He was satisfied when he could no longer see her eyes. The police arrived shortly after. A neighbor called 20 minutes earlier due to the sound of breaking glass. Roger's defense team could not adequately explain the circumstances leading to viciously beating an unarmed woman to death in his home. A woman police were never able to identify due to excessive facial and dental trauma, missing fingerprints, and a lack of documentation. The jury found Roger Cormack guilty of the first-degree homicide. The prosecution convinced jurors that Roger had kidnapped the woman and killed her when she attempted to escape his home. Roger now inhabits a cell on death row, awaiting lethal injection. Jesus, end credits. Come on, Roger. Oh man, I think we've got one more option before we have to go back to the start of the game, which is trying to find help. So, Naked Cold, locked us out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go find some help. Driven by the belief he cannot resolve the house theft on his own, Roger runs off to find help. Running down the road, he spots a police cruiser on patrol. Roger begins wildly flailing his arms and calling out for the vehicle to stop. The cruiser comes to a halt, and an officer steps out from the passenger side. Roger sprints towards him, shouting, attempting to explain his situation. The officer enters a defensive stance and draws his weapon on Roger. Roger freezes in place, thrusting his hands into the air.
Don't move. Hands. Let me see those hands.
They're up. I'm cooperating.
Suspect is uncooperative.
I'm cooperating. What am I a suspect of?
Turn around. I said turn around right now.
Roger complies.
Walk backward toward me.
Roger walks backward towards the officer.
Not so fast.
Roger stops. In a lethal game of red light, green light.
Did I say stop?
Roger does not speak, and he does not move. He does not want to alarm the officer.
Come on, hurry.
Roger very slowly walks backwards towards the officer.
I said slowly, not slow motion. Pick up the pace.
Roger does not hasten his pace. He is terrified of doing something that could be seen as threatening.
That's it.
The sound of the officer's thudding footsteps draws near to Roger. Roger hears cuffs being readied behind him. He feels cold metal press against his wrists. The officer thrusts Roger against the hood of his car. Roger can feel the cuff tightening further, cutting off the circulation. Please, officer, I'm cooperating. The officer yanks Roger off the hood and steers him with the chain of his cuffs. The metal digs into Roger's wrist as he fails to anticipate the officer's movements. The officer pushes Roger into the back seat and slams the door. The officer quickly climbs into the front seat and jumps on the radio with dispatch. Roger's naked body wriggles against the leather in the back seat as he attempts to sit up. The officer brings his fist down on the car's dash.
Keep it down back there.
A few tears stream down Roger's face in the dark. The tears that make him feel ashamed, but he cannot suppress how angry and helpless he feels. Please, someone has broken into my house. Look, we're just passing by it right now. Just pull over.
The old someone stole my house routine. Save it for the judge, junkie.
I'm not a junkie. I'm a senior citizen and I need help.
You don't see many elderly junkies, huh?
What are you talking about? The officer sits in total silence as they cruise towards the station. Roger sits back and tries not to exacerbate the situation further.
So you're telling us that you went out shopping and returned home to find your locks were changed?
That's right. Then I started pounding on the door, and some strange woman answered.
Strange how?
What do you mean? She stole my house.
Right. But what is it that you made her strange to you?
How calm she was about it all, acting like I was a perfect stranger and she belonged there. The officers glance at one another.
So you found your locks changed and a woman strangely calm and comfortable. Oh, and a strangely calm and comfortable woman at the door.
Yes, but she was in my car as well.
So she left your house?
No, she was in the house, and I turned around and saw her driving away in my car at the same time.
A pair of twins, maybe?
They were her. In the car, in the house, all at once.
So what happened to your clothes?
She took them, right there on the porch. When I turned to see the car taking off, she slipped my shirt off.
Without you even asking?
The officer snickers as they share a look. It's not funny. I was assaulted.
Sir, if a woman came up to me with a smile and asked for my clothes, I wouldn't report her.
She knocked me down and ripped off my pants.
All right, sir. How much have you had to drink this evening?
Not a drop.
So you're telling me you tried to get into someone else's house in a confused state? Thought you saw two of the same person and wandered the streets naked, but you haven't had anything to drink.
That's not what I said. That isn't even how it happened.
You've already given me your statement. All I need to know is how much you were drinking.
Alright. Confess to drunkenness. Roger hangs his head in his hands. You're right, officer. I've had a few too many tonight. I don't know what I'm saying.
It's alright, old-timer. Just be glad it's not dementia.
I'm very grateful.
Well, you can spend the night in the drunk tank, and we'll release you in the morning.
Thank you, officers. Roger spent the last few hours of the evening resting on his cell bench. It was rigid and uncomfortable, but Roger had learned to deal with the discomfort in the service. True to his word, the officer released Roger first thing in the morning. Roger received a pair of sweatpants from the lost and found to replace his jumpsuit. He had no phone or wallet and no idea what direction his house was in. He'd never been in downtown and didn't know how to find his way out. He focused on finding shelter and food. He spent each day meeting his fundamental needs. Most passerbys refused to look at him. The rest were frightened by his appearance to speak with him. Everyone kept a safe distance from him. He faded into the crowds and entirely out of memory. Vagrant. End credits. Alright, you know what? This time we're fighting back. Oh no, I didn't mean to skip. Oh no. History. We're not drunk. Never had a drop in our lives. Insist we are sober. I was not drinking. It's true what I said. Every word of it.
Put a note that the subject is not cooperating and we haven't been able to positively identify him.
My name is Roger Cormack. I've already told you that.
Sir, you'll be transferred to a new facility in the morning. You could explain the situation to them.
What kind of facility?
The kind that has resources necessary to help someone like you.
Oh dear God. Roger spent the remainder of his life being shuttled between state mental institutions. None were able to properly identify what ailed him. Without a diagnosis and treatment plan in place, they were unable to release him. He raved about the woman who stole his house and his car. The staff learned to tune out his ravings, as they did with all the other patients, content to consider his ramblings those of a madman. Unsuspecting nonsense that you can hear pressing your ear to any patient's cell door. Forced wellness. Oh, we've only got 2 achievements left. We've got every other achievement besides the 2 most common ones, apparently. Great.
This time, you're not taking my house. I'm Roger Cormack.
I have a rotisserie chicken cooling off out here. I'll be eating it in my dining room before it's room temp. The homeowner attempts to shut the door on Roger. Roger swiftly jams his foot between the door and its frame. He presses his face into the gap his foot provides.
I don't think you heard me.
Oh my God! Roger shoulders the door wide open. The homeowner is knocked back into the kitchen. You forgot your chicken. Get the chicken? He's right. I mean, she's right. Oh my God, we need it. Get the chicken. Roger turns around to collect his groceries. He sees someone analogous to the home... Oh, what the fuck? Analogous to the homeowner. Devouring his rotisserie chicken? The homeowner behind Roger grabs a paring knife. The homeowner clamps a hand over Roger's mouth, then shoves the blade into his back. Oh, what? Oh, no. Ow. Oh, my God. Youch. Roger tries to bite the homeowner and break free. Her hand remains firmly clamped over his mouth. He can taste the tang of her blood with an unexpected acidity. The homeowner gently lowers Roger to the floor. Roger tries to get up, but grows weaker as blood pumps through his heart and out his back. Oh, my chicken! The homeowner keeps him pinned to the floor and presses down to strain his breathing. Roger grows tired and slips away into a calm and reassuring dark. The homeowner's analog grabs the grocery bags and carries them inside. It sets the bags on the floor and steals a glance at Roger.
We have plenty to eat tonight. There may even be enough to store in the freezer. We'll need to... I don't know. We'll need to dress and quarter it to see how much there is. Now close the door. I won't tolerate a draft.
The homeowner's analog grabs the door and throws it shut. The goings-on of the house safeguarded from the eyes of the prying neighbors by a door and some drapes. End credits. I think they're eating us. I think that's what's happening. We're about to go John Wick on them. We're about to go John Wick. Stand your ground. I'll get it when you're done. Oh, when you're gone.
Be sure not to leave too often, Roger. I have a habit of roosting in untended spaces.
Roger hears a car start up right outside. He looks out the window to see what's going on. The homeowner waves at him from the driver's seat of his car and disappears down the road. It can't be. Roger whirls around. The homeowner is no longer in his kitchen. He proceeds to clear the house, room by room, until he's sure she's gone. Roger spent the next few days gathering up every trace of the homeowner's presence and passed it on to the authorities. Doilies. Oh, table runners, oil drape runners, candles. It seemed like she'd lived there for years, leaving things in odd places only someone familiar with the space would. It took Roger an additional half day just to rearrange the furniture. Thankfully, she hadn't moved in her own. Then, there was nothing left for Roger to do, except his grocery shopping. He decided to have his groceries delivered by a boy from the neighborhood for a while. He didn't want to leave the house alone. He started to feel silly about it after a few weeks passed. Police couldn't locate his missing car. He bought a junker so he could handle his errands around town. Roger didn't notice the walk from his car to his house anymore. What is this? What is this? Is this supposed to be the door? Okay, is this him? His arm? Maybe the key or door handle, and maybe this is the door? That's what I'm thinking. The only thing that worried him is whether or not he could turn his key when he got home. A shadow passes by the window. End credits. New anxiety. You no longer fear an ambush outside your home. Oh, hey, I think that's all of them, right? I think that was all the endings. All right, well, we got all 10 endings. That was pretty fast. There's Roger. Yeah. So yeah, I'll leave a link to the game down below. But I have been the Deli Gamer. This is not your house. And yeah, not your home. This is not your home. I've been the Deli Gamer. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. I love you.